the horror.
I choose you, baby, and I'll tell you why. With the moonlight and the gypsy eyes, muse of the dreams, the dragon which flies, lady of the trees, the sky she rides. Hail Satan, hold you tight. I'm Violet to the top, kiss so poisonous. Cassandra and the Cassio, Cleopatra serving up the red wine and black water. From atop the black rock direct, wake and bake select. The goats come in the set. Katie, Katharina, the beast, collecting cake from the tricks. I choose you, baby, the muse of the dreams, the witch flies with sparkles in your eyes. Those who edge in purple, those who clad in purple garments, oracle ritual, death bubble purple, Medusa's portrait, adorn the temple of Venus. I choose you, baby. And I'll tell you why.
Welcome back to Lady Babylon. This is Ammon, you. And tonight, I want to start by saying thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Teddy, for the music. Love it. Love it. Oh, God. The poetry. Tonight, Teddy, I'm addressing you directly because tonight we're going to talk about the poet of the goddess. The poet of the goddess. And who is that? Who is that? I'm going to bring it to you for the first time. People, you don't get excited. You don't get excited. So I'm going to throw you the good stuff right here in the beginning. Right here in the beginning. Asmodeus. Asmodeus. Who are we talking about? We're talking about the goddess's singer. Who is the goddess of death? Who is she? You know who will tell us? You know who will tell? Her singer. Her singer will tell us who she is. You're going to love this tonight because tonight we're getting in our ship and we're going back and we're going to get into Tobit. We're going to get into Tobit. And I'm going to take you somewhere that I know you're going to love. I know you're going to love it. It's a new place. Don't worry. It's a new place. It's a new place we're going. It's been very nice to be able to serve you in this capacity. And I appreciate your time. So thank you tonight to all of the audience out there. Thank you. Let's go see some freaks. Who is this creature that has an insatiable love for the dead? Oh, God. Isn't that gorgeous? There's your living dead girl. You know it. You know it. Did you know the entire mystery was her? They'll come back. Living dead girl. Now I'm not afraid of death. Isn't that nice? And that pale horse. That pale horse, Melinoe. Love it. Love it. I'm going to bring you the fruit tonight. I'm going to bring you the fruit. Some of this truly naughty fruit picture, right? Some of this stuff that just makes you just ready to go. We're going to dip into it all. I'm going to take you to that keyhole tonight. And tonight we're going to look through that keyhole as some secret private stuff that you're not supposed to be looking at. Okay. In order to get there, we got to watch this teenager marry a 12-year-old girl. The Bible. Every time. The Bible. Every time. Are you ready, Satanic Congregation, to go watch what pirates do? Are you ready? I'm ready. I love this stuff. The Bible is for everyone. Now, I just want to say, did we get the Stephen King? No, we didn't get it. People should hear. We forgot to import this, folks. I'm sorry. You'll just have to imagine this. Florida, in its greatest wisdom, has banned dozens of Stephen King's books based upon sexuality. They've banned them. You can no longer go to your school. Little Tommy, when he's 13, can no longer go to his library and get a copy of The Shining. And let me tell you something. Stephen King is a master, not just a master writer. He is a master of a genre. He's a master of a genre. He is American horror. And I don't care who says otherwise. Because when I was 13, oh God, I started reading The Shining. It's the only book I could not put down. Cover to cover. Pee breaks. That was it. Give it to me. I love it. And that's where we are. That's where we are. We're in that realm. Let's go to Tobit tonight. I've got a couple of captives in my dungeon. Come here. I want Tobit to come here. Does anybody know who Tobit is? Come here, you little lazy son of a... Come here. Come here. Captivity. I'll show you captivity. Do you know who that is? Do you know who told me to do that? Asmodeus. 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 You get it? We're going to see him tonight. And I'm going to promise you that Asmodeus is going to turn into your hero. I promise you. I promise you. Hail Satan. Oh, love it. Let's pull out this Bible that nobody ever reads and go right in. Who am I going to start as? Go. Let's transform. Get off. Everybody get off the ship quick. I want to introduce you to someone. Who are you, dude? I'm Tobit. I'm translating. I'm Tobit, and I walk the way of truth and justice all of my life. Sounds a little bit blustery. Sounds a little bit braggadocious. What else do you do, Mr. Blah Blah Hoo Ha Tobit? I give to my brothers, especially those who went with me into exile to Nineveh. Oh, do you remember where we are? I told you last time. Let's fulfill that prophecy again. Joey, hit me the next one. People remember, look at the third line, Ammon. People don't translate this from the Greek because of the lie that Hebrew was the original, and that is an out-and-out historical lie. It's a scientific falsehood. Scientific falsehood. And here is a doc. Who is this? This is Nahum. This is Nahum. And what does Nahum say? You say, oh, it's Nahum. No, it's not. It's Nahum. And what does Nahum say? He says, make your portions. Pluck your strings. Make your portions, Ammon. She's the one who lives in the waters. The waters circle around her. They are her rule. They are her walls of defense. Who are we talking about? Ammon. Now, people, that Ammon is not a nominative. It's not a nominative. It's not a subject of anything. Right? People will try to translate it as a dative. It's not. Bad form, people. It's evocative. Who is going to bring this woman who is in those waters? Who is she? Who is she? Did you know that Nahum told us who she is? Are you ready? Give me the next one. Joey, love the beautiful representations tonight. First, we're going to look at Nineveh, Delilah. Who is Delilah? That's that wretched Nineveh. It's that wretched Nineveh. Hit me with the next one. And who are we talking about? Nineveh was, do you remember? She's the porne kale, that gorgeous prostitute who has, I'm translating, who has all that knowledge of the drugs in addition to that pure grace. What does she do? She sold her people to her own porneia, to her own drugs. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Now, it's often said, people step forward and they say stupid things like, Christ is not a drug term, or Christ is only a drug term in half of the population in this century, from this century to this. No. Christ is a drug term. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, no, Christ is not a drug term, and it's not used anywhere else in the Bible. Preposterous. Or the Church Fathers. Preposterous. I'm about to show you yet another one. Besides what we've looked at in Revelation, when you Christ your eyes. When you Christ your eyes. Are you ready? Give it to me. Give it to me, Joey. Hit it. We got to climax these people. Ready? What is it that is her power? Her porneia. Her porneia. Remember Lady Babylon for her cup, in which is her porneia. This is her power. You didn't know it was the drugs. People keep asking me, how come? How is it possible that nobody picked up on this before? I'll tell you how it's possible. Because the technology of the drugs was banned and people were burned alive for knowing it. And then what happened? When you lose that tech, you kind of go a little bit backwards. Current kind of takes you a little bit backwards. And the technology leaves your mind, the collective mind of civilized Earth. Leaves. Whoop, there goes the knowledge. And classical philologists for centuries didn't give a damn about the medical authors, especially the 20th century. Oh, God, it's awful. So when people say, well, how come you're able to find these translations? Nobody that you know, Satanic Congregation, can I get a hail Satan? Nobody that you ever know or ever have known ever told you Christ was a drug term. Nobody did. I did. And what was the secret? The secret was a whole bunch of medical sources that shed incredible light on antiquity, gorgeous, beautiful light and technology, and sexiness. So much. It's so overwhelming, that Amazonian sexiness. Let's get okay. Where'd he go? I gotta give something to this guy. I'll be right back. Hey, you get up here. Talk more. Okay, here. Let's get to it. Give me the next one. Devil in you too. Thanks. Give me the next one. What is it in Tobit that's connected with all of this? It's the pollution. It's the same thing. Are you surprised that we see in the apocalypse, the akatharsia? What is Lady Babylon's porneia, her ejaculate? What is it? It's akatharsia. It is without purification. It is the raw, crude form. The raw, crude form. You know you are getting there when you get that from her. All right? Lady Babylon. Biggest threat to Yahoo and all of the pirate kingdom. All right. Does that sound like a novel? That sounds like a novel. Somebody should write that. Oh, they already did. That's what we're reading. I pulled that over on you. You're naughty. Okay, give me the next one. Give me the next one. Let's go. People, look at this. And all those, look, okay, what's going on? I'm sorry. There's a dude named Tobit. There's a dude named Tobit. And all of this is coming for all you whiners who are like, hey, where are you doing this? This is all coming from Tobit and a little bit of Nahum. All right? Look it up. It's right in the beginning. Look it up. And so what happens? What happens? There's a dude, Tobit, and he's got a son, Tobias. And the deal is he's got to send his son, who is young, right? And we'll show you his age, but 12, 13 most, 15, 14 maybe. And he is going to go marry his cousin, who is 12-ish. 12-ish. He's going to go marry her. But there's a problem. There's a problem. Now, I know there's people sitting there saying, there's a lot more problems, buddy, than just one. Look, dude, this is history. This is history. I'm telling you. It's the Bible. It's not, there's no colony of this going on anywhere. Right? It's the Bible. It's history. Are you ready? Pay attention. You conspiracy theorists. My God, man. So the plot is Tobit's got to send his kid out to marry this girl, Sarah. But there's a problem in the way. See the dude in the background? That's Asmodeus. And you know what he likes? He likes Sarah. So Sarah's daddy tried to marry her off. And when I say marry her off, I mean he tried to initiate the Nymphidian. Oh my God. What is that? That's when your nymph, that is Sarah, and her male become one. And they lock them up, fumigate the place for that kind of stuff. Okay, just wait. Oh my God. Seriously? No, seriously. This is all from the text. All from the text, right? Okay. The guy behind Asmodeus. So 7 times his father, this Sarah's father, has tried to give her away. And every time, dude ends up dead. Dude ends up dead. Why? Because Asmodeus is there. And Asmodeus loves that girl. And the text very explicitly says he doesn't do anything harmful, with one exception. Touch that girl with your dirty, rotten hands, you pirate bitches, and I'm gonna kill you dead. Huh. Well, that doesn't sound like too bad of a story. I kind of like that story. That's a better story than we usually get. Yes, it is, because you're getting it from the perspective of the other side, right? Just as Abraham the pirate can deal in traffic in human souls, right? That is humanity. Just as he can do that under specific requirements, like what clans he can take those souls from, et cetera, et cetera. Just like that, there is a flip side of people who say no. People who say no. Nope. And what happens? They end up killing pirates. That's what happens. And it happens over and over and over in a cycle of purification and pollution. It's the protection. It's the resurrection of the living dead girl. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what happens when you put somebody into the state? When you give them death, the gift of death, and then you bring them out, do you know what you do? You forever change them. You forever change their perspective. You cause them to enter into a state of joy, having seen death herself. Yeah. Yeah. What are we going to do in the mystery? Give me the next one, Chewy. Give me that. Get that kid out of the water. What's he doing in the water? Yeah. Okay, get him out of there. So Tobias, he's got a problem. These people are living in the Galilee, right? And the Assyrians come down and take him hostage, according to the narrative. Take him hostage, right? Take him back to Nineveh. Who are the people? Who are the people worshiping the people who worship Hupsistos, Yahoo, right? Those people they don't like these people that worship Ethun te Baal te Damale. They worship Baal the what? The Damale. What is a Damale? Oh, well, here. It's equivalent to Damalis. That's nice. Look, Theocritus used it. And, Euripides Bacchae. A young cow, a heifer. But look at number 2. Look at number 2. And I want you to keep this in your mind. Specifically a girl. Specifically a girl. You mean moo? I mean estrus, baby. I mean Io. That's what I mean. Are you ready to watch this? Are you ready to watch the wandering Io? Give it to me. Give it to me in the Bible, right? We're going to pull it right out of the Bible. In order to do that, we're going to the Bacchae here. Watch this. We were going around. We ran across these Maenads. We ran for our lives because they were in the middle of sparagmon. What is a sparagmon? Well, let me describe it to you, because he says, this is what they did. There were these young heifers that were sitting there grazing, right? And the Maenads came up. They were weaponless. They got nothing in their hands whatsoever. And what do? They rip them in half, right? They're left. All we got is pieces left over, right? You should have seen it. All this mooing going on. Mukomenen. Do you know what you do to the porin? What do you do to the porin? First of all, what is a porin? Would you be surprised if I told you it's a virgin? Would you be surprised if I told you it's a girl who is mukomene, who is in a state of mystic ecstasy, under the influence of oistros? This is what they're doing. And they're pulling them apart. Give it to me. Next one. They're pulling them apart. Those poor. Here's the word, just in case you doubt me, right? Portis. It's a variant. A young calf, right? A young heifer, or a calf. Look at the next one, though. Again, a maiden. A maiden. All right. I told you we're going to. Okay, let's get on with the story. People are not going to believe me. Give me the next one. People are not going to believe. What is that sparagmos? Are you ready, ladies? I'm speaking specifically and directly to the women of satanic congregation. Are you ready for the mangling? Are you ready for the rending? Are you ready for the spasm and agony of the climax? Are you ready to be pushed into a different dimension? You say, my husband doesn't do that. My husband, that's of course, because your husband can't. Because your husband isn't Bacchus. Oh, God. Let's get to it. Isn't it something? Shame on you. Shame on you. You manly men with all your dissatisfying. You know what I'm talking about. Give me the next one. Oops. Moskos. More of these younglings, right? More of these younglings. Look at number 2. It's also a boy. A boy. Wait a minute. We are talking about young boys and young girls. You remember Demophon and throwing out the kid because initiation's over. Mommy got upset. Okay. This is Lucis, baby. This is burning off your mortality. Give me the next one. They're going to love it. I think, Satanic Congregation, I think you're going to really like this. Who is doing the tearing apart? It's young girls. Are you surprised? Right? With a myriad of hands. Right? They're performing these actions. Who are they? They're young girls. The Bible is the only thing that should be allowed in public schools. Right? You quote me on that. People, quote me on that. Ammon said, not that anybody gives a two shites, but Ammon said, yeah, the Bible should be the only one. This is the Bible. Oh, by the way, people, this work that we're working on today, Tobit, guess what? It's one of the books of the Septuagint that people say is definitely Greek. There's no way this thing is Hebrew. And its writing style is exactly the same as everything else, right? Well, then how can that be? Because the people who have pushed the history to you are the people who control the theology. And the theology contorts the history, right? So this book doesn't theologically mash up to what people, when we started forming the canon, and when I mean we, I mean they, because I wouldn't have any friggin' thing to do with that bullshit. Hail Satan. Yeah, I'd have been in the library. Whew. By the way, library, Stephen King. Go down and check out Stephen King. No, don't do that. Just get Stephen King offline. Online. Do the thing. Read some Stephen King. Love it. Give me the next one. Why is this all taking place? I'm going to translate this to you. Listen, this is from the Apocalypse. I am the living. I was dead, and look, I'm now alive. And I am living into the ions of ions, and I have the key of death and the key of hell. Whoo! Did you hear those keys? Did anybody talk to Hecate? Where's that priestess of Hecate? I won't be using my whip on her because she did her job through time to bring to you the Medwa. I love this stuff. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Now, why is it, you say, why is the stuff that I read so bad? Okay. Let's just keep going and take a look at what the Greek is, and maybe it'll cheer you up. Give it to me. Why are we here? Oh, were we with the dude who was dead? We were with the dude who was dead and was, right? The one with the keys to death and Hades, right? People, remember, we have been initiated. No, we haven't. But we have been initiated. We've been there. We understand what he's saying. We understand the living and the dead, and we understand the living dead. We're getting close to her. We're getting close to that living dead girl, aren't we? Love it. Hit me with the next one. What are we going to do, cult friends? We're going to get our snakes and we're going to give each other death-dealing drugs. They're not going to kill us, and we're going to heal people. That was Jesus. And I know there are people who stand around, it's scholars, hibbity-hobbity who. These 3 verses or these 8 verses, whatever the hell it is, were placed within the text later by the 2nd century. This is a later edition. Okay. What does it say? It says we're going to party with the death inducers. This is with Jesus. We're going to party with the death inducers, right? What are we going to do? We're going to heal people. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Come here, children. Come here. Let's heal you. Do you understand what I, Jesus Christ, can do? I can heal you. Why is that? Because I am the Christ. Do you understand? The Christ is a drug. Do you know what he's saying? I am that drug. Take my Heimer. Take my Heimer, Mary. Take my Heimer. Oh, Jesus was given Mary Heimer in the backwoods. Yeah, he had a place behind his place. I know you don't believe me, and I don't care. I don't care. Where's the text? Go look for it, Mandrake. Heimer. Jesus wants to give his Heimer to people. Right? In all fairness, he's doing it to adults as well as children. Those poor children. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. Show the people. Forget it. Let's rip the bandage off. Here's the death inducer. Here's the death inducer. Look it up. Anybody with a classics background? There it is. There it is. Go look in the doctors. Check Edius of Amata. Check Philuminus. He does toxicology. You'd like him. Do Galen. Yeah, love Galen. Give me the next one. Look, here's Nicander. Here's Nicander. What is Nicander? Remember, this is a priest. Hi, Nicander. We love Nicander, right? Everybody say, shout out to Nicander. He's that priest of oracular Apollo. And he knows all the drugs, and he writes these lengthy books about all the drugs. Love it. And all the antidotes. He's got Christ and Antichrist. He's got everything you need. And what has he got here? Do you see that fourth word in? Damales. Does that look familiar? We talking about those girls again? Yeah. Why? Because we're talking about sex drugs. This is a section, lines 344, 45, and 46 are part of a section of the Alexipharmaca, right? That is about sex drug buprestis. Spanish fly, baby. Spanish fly will bring you at the right dose to the place of complete and total climax. This will blow your mind. Did you know you can blow your mind into a different dimension? Yes. And again, look at your husband. Look at him sitting there. Useless. You useless man. Look at him. You could have had 12 of those. You could have had 12 of those. You know you want it. You know you do. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. That was too fast. That was a lot. It was getting kind of, it's kind of scaring me. No, go back to Nicander. Thank you, Chewy. Go back to Nicander. And what is the buprestis doing? It's really causing problems with these gorgeous heifers, right? They're getting swollen. And he says it's caused when they consume that wild buprestis, that thera. Yeah, that venom. And he says that's why they call it buprestis, because it's like it leads you around like a herder of cattle. It leads you around. It does that. Go ahead, take it down. Does that to your mind. It does that to your mind. It leads you sexually. Can you imagine suddenly losing control of your body and being under the influence of pure sex drive? That's why they get priapism, and the women are screaming. Did you hear that woman scream and moan? Oh my God. Those menads are driving me nuts, man. I don't know whether to be scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Or to just go. Let's go. Ready? Let's go. Somebody shield me. Stand in front of me. Right? Just in case. Just in case. The sparagmos is going on. This is the verb for what that buprestis is doing to kill you. And if you remember, Judas, in the Bible, when he dies, does this. People say, I can't believe the apostles are teenage boys. I can't believe they're like from 10 to 19. I can't believe that. Can you believe that they're under the influence of sex drugs? Because we have multiple occasions where that's the case. And we got Jesus in a public park in a raid with a SWAT, Roman SWAT, saying, I'm not a child trafficker. Okay. Do you know what happens when you force that upon someone? Okay. Okay. You're beginning to see the way. You're beginning to see the way again. And I want to say this episode has been brought to you by Klizma. Klizma will wash out your conitis or your hetaira. When things go wrong, and we know they do, and life is dirty, wash it out with a Klizma. Okay, thanks. I just get good karma for that. I want to remind everyone that we are not sponsored, right? And I don't take money from chat, questions and stuff like that. By the way, gotta love your questions. Hit me with the next one. Look, they're saying, shut up. Give me the, I need to go there. Boom. Okay, people, look, who are we? If we're with Tobit, we're getting back with Tobit. We are the sons of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, right? Our fathers from the Ion. What is Abraham? He's my ionic father. If I am a pirate. Okay. All right. Put yourself in the mind of the people. Right. Remember, you are stuck. Your body is stuck in the 3rd century BC, and you are trying to write a fake history that people will take as real. Right. 3rd century. So that's the machinery. That's the Greek machinery you're using. Go. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. So let me just read you what's gonna happen. He says, Daddy Tobit sends Tobias out. Right? He's like, look, Toby, go out. Right? I'll just go ahead and translate this to you. So he says, look, find yourself a dude who can go with you. And you know what I mean? I'll give him a wage, right? And under the condition that you come back alive, right? And here, so he gives him some cash, right? And he goes out to look for a dude, and he finds this guy named Raphael. Wait a minute. Are you sure you're translating this properly? Yeah. He finds a dude named Raphael, and Raphael is an angelos, and everybody in any sort of monist circle says, oh, angel, he's an angel. Oh, oh, oh. Right? Love it. Now, messengers are all over antiquity. Hundreds of years before this, we're reading about angeloi. Right? These are not winged creatures. Okay. A dude named Raphael, who obviously is connected to the pirate clan of Abram. All right, cool. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to Raph. Give it to, oh, wait, did I tell? Yeah. And there's a dog. So they set out and they take their dog with them. Right? But what does it call? So we've got Raphael, and we've got Tobias, and we've got Toby's dog, right? And what is Toby called? He's a paidarion. He's a paidarion. He's a little kid, right? And by little kid, I mean he's at an age where he's still not fully an adult. He's in that transition stage. Yeah, good. And watch this. Watch this. What happens? Oh, God. Okay, so They all come to the Tigris River, right? And there the Paidarion, the little kid, comes to wash himself. He's going to take himself a little bath. Good boy, take a bath. And what happens is fish jumps out of the water, and it wants to eat the little kid, right? Wants to eat the little kid. Now, okay, I don't know how big this friggin' fish is, but it's going to have to be a whale if this is a full-grown human being, right? So it's a fish that wants to eat the kid. So Raphael, the messenger, he says to him, he says, take that fish. Are you ready, people? This is what happens when, by the way, did anybody think it's odd that Tobit was just perfectly happy letting his kid go off with some total friggin' stranger? Did anybody? Maybe it's because he works for the clan. I don't know what it is, but it's odd, right? We got people going on. Here, take my son. I'll give you extra money if you come back with him alive. What? You see what we're dealing with, right? You see what we're dealing with. Okay, fantastic. Here it is. So he says, take that fish, and what are you doing? Take its heart and take its liver and take its chole. And what is chole? It can be translated as bile. Anytime it has to do with a venomous creature, it's translated as venom. So you've got to understand they're reaping, and nobody would ever see this because nobody studies this. They're using venom. Now watch what he's going to do with it. You're like, oh no, he's seeing drugs and everything. Yeah, because look, here they are. You want to know what they do with them? Give it to me, Chewy. Blast these people into orgasmic oblivion. Are you ready, people? What's he do? Paidarion says to him, hey, Azariah, because that's what Raphael passed his name off as, right? Azariah. It's like, I don't know, his gang name, right? He says, Azariah, bro. Right? What am I going to do with a heart and a liver and this poison from this ichthyoos? What am I going to do with it? Give me the next. Give me the next. Watch what you can do. This is antiquity, people. This is antiquity. He says the heart and the liver, if somebody gets affected by a demon or a bad spirit, you can burn the stuff. It doesn't matter if it's an anthropos or gune, right? It doesn't matter. And they won't be bothered anymore. They won't be bothered anymore. Right? Wait. So I just have to burn this stuff? Is that what I have to do? You mean I'm doing the incense thing? Fumigating. These people are wild about fumigating. And by the way, fumigation is drug use. Did you see the Christing? Did we see the Christing already? In Chrisai, people. Christ yourself. Just go and Christ yourself. Why did he insist, I am the Christ? Because he was the one who was living, once dead, now alive. Get in line, drink your brew, have your orgasmic breakthrough, go off, live a better life. Yeah. Don't you love that? Now, Jesus says it's got to just be with the kiddies. What? It's got to just be with the kiddies. Right? They're not doing that, Lucis. Give me the next one. And what happens? So, the heart and the liver and the yep. Go. I did that. Yep. Go. Next one. And by the way, I was just asking, did we get to the Christ? Here it is. DuckTales. Where did DuckTales go? Bring him in. So DuckTales told you that there is no Christing. There is no Christing anywhere in the Bible, especially not the eyes. Okay, here it is, people. It's from Tobit, right? And again, I'm coming up with these all the time. So if any of you scoundrels out there that are taking my initiates out and trying to do things to them, no, we don't do that here. We're the opposite pole, baby. We're Asmodean. Yeah, we're Asmodean. We protect. Watch what happens. The poison, the chole, in Chrisai, I want you to in Christ a person, right? Whoever has that leukomata in ophthalmos, whoever has that whitening in their eyes, you know what's going to happen? They'll be healed. If you use that substance, the chole, as Christing. Okay? Are you ready? Raphael's got some drug knowledge, bro. Didn't you know messengers always know drugs? Do you remember? Raphael's not the only one who knows drugs, right? Right? It always comes from the messenger. Who is Hermes? He's the one who brings Odysseus those drugs. He doesn't bring him any drug either. He brings him a drug that makes him completely friggin' invincible to the drugs that they try to use against him, right? And they're all like, let's do it. Oh, you ever see Maenads walk around orgasming? You ever see the agony? Do you want to know where the agony comes from? You talk about, what's her name? Teresa in agony. Whoo! Preserving just a little bit. Just a little bit. You didn't know you were made to go all the way. Transdimensional, did you? You didn't. Thanks to Medea, we have the formulae. We can take you there. Isn't that something? And again, klezma for your Hetira. Okay, give me the next one. Give me the next one. What is this? Here's the verb to in Christ. I'm going to stop putting this stuff up because people are like, look, I've seen so many Christings here and there, right? When they talk, when they make videos now and they criticize this work that we're all a part of at Satanic Congregation, right? They can't do it on a basis of evidence, right? They have to do it on the basis of this person is crazy. This person is, well, nobody has ever said that. How can that be true? Nobody has ever said that. You know where that gets you? That gets you walking around thinking the earth is flat. And I'm sorry, if you've been watching Lady Babylon and you think the earth is flat, that is definitely not Greek. Jeez. Oh my God. People ask me, aliens and lizards, and stop. Remember, we started this trek with science. We started this trek with reason. And we said when we built a temple to the muse that we would always honor reason. Yeah, always honor reason. So what are we doing? We're just translating text. Give me the next one. It's going to get a little bit hard to take here. It's in your eyes. That's where you Christ. If you don't believe me, I don't care. But for this congregation, look at what we've got here. Look at what we've got. Just straight up. It's not proof or that any idea is correct or incorrect. It's just text that says what they're doing. They're Christing in the eyes. Okay, give me the next one. They need new. Let's give them new. Throw them some loveliness. Oh, and so the messenger, Raphael, he says to the little kid, he says, brah, he says, today, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go live with your cousin, right? And this guy has a daughter, right? And her name is Sarah. Give me the next one, right? He's got a daughter, and her name, right now, he made very explicit there that this is the same clan. They are first cousins. Why? Because this is part of how the breeding thing went within the pirate cult. If you haven't noticed yet, they look at breeding a little bit different. Yeah, kind of different. Give it to me. You know who protects? No, hang on. You know who protects that girl? You know who protects Sarah? The one who loves her, right? Asmodeus. Oh, love it. People don't know the derivation of Asmodeus. I'm going to give it to you tonight. Asmodeus, right? It's not Avestan. It's way older than Avestan. It is that precursor that was handed down to the Greeks through the Pelasgians. Yeah. It's Pulaskian. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Are we almost there? Right? Do you see where we're going? Go back to that last. Go back to that last text. Give it to me. Boom. So I spoke. Wait, we didn't finish the one above. Give me the one above. So I want you to see. I want you to see that this girl Sarah is Sunganes. She is directly a blood relation. This is how we do it. Give me. And what's he say? He says, what happened? By the way, all this stuff was set up due to kleronomia. Those are laws of inheritance, right? Laws of inheritance. But most importantly, look at the second to last line. And the last word is coracion. Do you know what the coracion is? It's a little girl. And when I say little girl, I'm saying very, very, very specifically. This word is a diminutive of the korwa. And what is the korwa? The korwa is the blooming girl who is entering into marriage. The blooming girl who is entering into marriage. What is this? This is a step down. This is a step down. So we are talking pre-completion of puberty. All right. And when I say that, I'm talking about cycles. Right. Very easy to tell. We don't do it by years. We do it by the development of the organism. Yeah. Do you understand? Okay. So she is a coracion. Give me the next. I think that was our good definition. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Coracion. Now, just because people will be like, he's twisting words. A little girl, a maiden. Look, notice this is a little girl. A little girl. Okay. Diminutive of core. Right. Now that's you can use kora either, right? Just depending on your dialect. Love it. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. And what happens here? The Paidarian, he says to the angel, he says, Azariah, brah, as I heard. Now you ready? Now I want satanic congregation. There's 699 of us right now watching this live, and I want you to give me an exact answer to this question. Are you ready? I should do this more often. I should do it way more often. Okay, here we go. I'm going to translate to you what he says. He says, I have heard that little girl was given 7 dudes, and all of them died when they went in to sleep with her. All of them. Okay. All of them died. What is going on? What is going on? I'm going to ask you the question. That is the question. What is going on? But let me further define. Let me give you one more slide. Go. Give me the next one because I want them to have a little more information than that. Right? He says, look, I'm the only son to my father, and I'm afraid if I go into her, I'm going to die just like the other dudes before because some demon loves her. And it doesn't do anything wrong except to those dudes who go into her to do it. You know what I mean? Okay. My question is, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Does anybody have an answer as to what is going on? Chewy, if anybody puts up an answer as to what is going on, I'm going to go ask Jesus while people are trying to figure this out, while people are trying to straighten it. Jesus Christ, can you possibly tell me what is going on with this daimon? What's that, Jesus? What's that, Jesus Christ? Wait, where were you? You were with Mary? You were with Mary Magdalene. What were you doing, Jesus? She had a demon. She had the kind of demon like Asmodeus. You know what I mean? She had that kind of demon. What'd you do, Jesus? You cast it out. People, What do you think we're going to do? Give me some of these answers. Their intentions aren't pure. Dude, purity went out the window a long time ago with these monas. Oh, oh God. She's giving them drugs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That too, right? Right? What is going on? She's giving the men drugs. Something is killing them. Certainly would explain what's killing them all. Who is this girl, man? She's passing on the mystery. Oh, wait a minute. Do you remember Joseph wouldn't have sex with Mary after she came out of the temple with her purple fingers and the midwife had palpated her and burned her hand with the drugs that were in her body? And she was pregnant. And he wouldn't touch her. You know why he wouldn't touch her? Because she was the wife of God. Do you know what happens? Her clothes are covered in drugs. Her clothes are covered in drugs. I like that image. Right? You have to harvest the stuff. And if you're harvesting it sexually, the stuff gets around. You know what I mean? Don't touch that guy's garments. That stuff is poison, right? They were not worthy and did not have the galena. Yeah, the antidote, right? The antidote. You got to have the antidote along with it, or people are going to be running around saying, Jesus, help us, revive this. Bring us your drugs, revive this poor corazon. What? You mean that same word is used with Jesus? Yep. And how old does the text say she was? 12. 12. You say, he's making much ado about these children. You're damn right. I am. Because she's 12. Yeah. What does Asmodeus not want you to do? He doesn't want you taking your drug. He doesn't want you to. Why? He loves her. That's what the text says. He loves her. Give me the next one. What's the cure to all this? What is the cure? What did Raphael say? Dude, that guy was into drugs. The answer to all of this must once again be drugs. Is that what it is? Give me the next one, Chewy. Oh, you don't know where it is? Pick one. Yeah, right. No, it's before that. It's before that. Yeah. One more. I think we got it here. Yep. Look, if somebody here, no, before that, go one more back. Yeah. And he says, so now I'm the only guy left, right? I don't want to die because this demon Philae Autein loves her. I don't want to die because of this. And it's the only time that he does anything. Give me the next one. And if somebody goes in to be with her, right? So what's the answer? I'm sorry. What's the answer? I should set this up. What is the answer then? Raphael is going to have to reveal to us. Remember the heart and the liver that you took? You burn that stuff. And if somebody, I'm translating, if somebody goes in for this nymphonic event, what happens? You take the residue or the ashes of the thumiamaton of those drugs and what? Apply them, right? Right? What are you going to use? You're going to take the hepatos, the liver, right? You're going to burn them. And why are you going to burn them? Because he's going to smell them. Yeah, no, Chewy, stop laughing. Right? Seriously. Don't tell me. Okay, I guess, okay. It's the smell, right? No. Okay, some of you may think that's funny. But here's the deal. As Iamblichus explains to us, demons know by smell. You got a problem with that? Do you know that you can identify more clearly from smell than you can any other sense? I can tell where you are if I can smell you. I can tell your composition. I can tell where your mind is. I can even tell if I can do it well. I can tell how many hundreds of yards away you are, and I can track you. Try doing that with your vision. Yeah. So burn the stuff, says Raphael. And what's going to happen? Demon's going to run away. Right? Demon's going to run away. And where's he going to run? He's going to, this doesn't say that, but it says further on, he's going to run to Egypt. He's going to run to Egypt. And I am going to capture him there. That's what happens. Raphael is part, he's got an association with the Leistai, right, in which Tobit is a part. You say, is that an ethnic group then? Pirates? No, it's not an ethnic group. Think of them more as clans. Clans, right? All of us. All of us. Were you a young boy raised in a clan? Yeah. I've been there. Can you look at me and tell? When I get priapism, you can tell I've been there. That I'm one of those Leistais. That's how they're viewing it in antiquity. Give it to me. When I say I am putting myself in the past, don't write stupid things, conspiracies. You and I get a laugh out of conspiracies. They're pretty good. Right? I can't believe people are wasting that much time. It's a real thing, it's a real pat on my back that I can waste your time so much that you're going to sit around and fantasize. You're going to sit around and fantasize a world of conspiracy. Oh, God. You know what? Just go to the Anunnaki. Strip down, oil up, go to the Anunnaki and say, give it to me. What ultimately happens? Tobias, he falls in love with her, right? And he becomes very, very enamored of her. He becomes very, very enamored of her, right? So when he goes into her, right, I just want to reinforce here, and maybe people can help me again to understand what it's saying. The girl was given 7 of these men. When they went to her, they died. Yeah, that very night, they died, right? How did this happen? How does this happen? Do you remember Alexander the Great? Somebody tried to give, in the romance, I think this is from the Alexander romance, somebody tried to expose him to one of those Coracia, one of those girls who's poisonous. Wait, what? When I first read this, it shocked me. But it's a classification. It's a classification of a girl who will kill you with her body fluids. Yeah. And they used them as assassins. They used them as assassins, and somebody tried to send one to Alexander. Somebody tried to. That was about the same time, Chewy, that he burned off the face of that actor. Did you know Alexander the Great burned off the face of an actor? Yeah, they were playing with some pretty harsh substances, and they found the one that ignites at a distance without the flame even being in contact, and they put it on this dude's face. He was a really good looking actor, and it went up into a flame. Dude burned bad. Alexander, he should have gotten into some trouble for that, but you know how it is. You know why he was so good looking, don't you? Because his mommy had intercourse with Ammon. Did you know that? Did you know that? I love it. I love it. Yeah. He turned into a snake. Do you understand? Specifically a dragon. Yeah. The dragons. They never see the dragons coming. A secret I want to tell you is those Nazis out there who can't fulfill. They never get this far. They never get this far. Enjoy it, boys, while you got it. Shoot them if they come into the discussions. We do not tolerate any of you morons. Okay. Edokatopaidion muhepta andras. Yeah, we're good. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. And the Kurios did what? What? He's going to give her, Sarah, he's going to give her some comfort from her pain, some dismissal from her pain. Yeah. Do you know the pain that is involved? This is soul pain. This is soul pain because when you begin that initiation, and by initiation, I mean that ceremony that is taking that person from one stage to another of development. And they do this, all sorts of cultures, not just the Greeks. Right? They do it all over the place. So in those circumstances, there's a lot of drugs that are involved. For example, virgins in Rome. I found this out when I was researching my dissertation. Little fact. Nobody liked it. I don't know why. But virgins under Roman culture were given the first night of their wedding, were given opium. And that was supposed to ameliorate the difficulties of some 30-year-old veteran having intercourse with some 14-year-old girl who had never had intercourse before. So what do you give them? Opium, right? That's how it works. That's the history. You also give them the option. You also give them the option on the wedding night. And this is custom. When I read this, I was like, wow, that is odd custom. But they had the custom that the bride was offered, the virgin was offered the choice. She could insist upon rectal intercourse as opposed to vaginal if she was afraid. So I don't know. It was part of the customs of the time. Yeah, and drugs are involved. They're always giving them drugs. You cannot have intercourse in antiquity unless you were drugged. They put this stuff right on your privates, which can sort of make sense if you're oiling things up and you're putting substances on there that are supposed to increase and enhance and at the effects of the activity at the same time supposed to kill bacteria. Right? They didn't call them bacteria. They call them animalculae, little tiny things that cause disease. They couldn't see them, but they could name them. Right? You say, where's the germ theory come from? They had it before we had it. Yeah. I know. I studied ancient medicine, and they talk about that which drifts in the air, bad airs. Right? Contagion. Contagio, the Romans called it. What is that? You come into contact with somebody. Contagion. They also call drugs poisons, contagio. Plagues, contagio. Love it. Love it. Better the devil, you know. Just know the devil is good, right? Give me the next one. Okay, here, let's go. Come on. People are like, look, I gotta put Timmy to bed. Here, Timmy, real quick. Why Timmy? I don't know. Hokurios to the to Urana, that Lord of the heaven. Okay, we already been there. Give me the next one. Chewy, let's dance. Let's do this fast, right? So look, when we finished the bridal dinner, everything was over, right? Right? I remember he says I remember what Raphael told me, right? So what did this kid do? He took the ashes of the thumiama and of those drugs that they're using to fumigate. Right? He took the heart of that fish and he took the liver and he burned them, just like Raphael told him to do. Right? When the devil, Asmodeus, when he smelled that stuff, oh God, he ran away to Egypt, just like Raphael said, and Raphael caught him down there. Right? Now, what'd they do with him and her then? What'd they do with the young teenager and the 12-year-old girl? What'd they do with them? They closed them up together in an enclosure, where they're being fumigated together, right, for their nymphic union. Yeah. And then we get a long little sermon. Once the kids are joined, they understand who Adam and Eve were. Right? They understand who Adam and Eve were. The same person that wrote Genesis wrote this. And the person who wrote this explains what that means. If you are to understand the mystery, you're to understand her. She is your death. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. Oh my God. After they were married, they went the next morning and they were like, oh God, he lived. Right? It worked. He lived. So they gave orders to go cover up the grave because they had already dug a grave for this poor kid. Right? Wait. So this dude, whose daughter, Sarah, he's trying to marry off, he's got 7 graves in his backyard. People in satanic initiation. What is going on? What is going on? She definitely has that purple appeal. She definitely has it. And they're definitely Christing, right? They've got the Christing down. So they're going to be in that fury, that orgasmic agony. Right? And again, if you haven't been there, I'm sorry. You know, there's only so many people that you can guarantee a slot. You know, give it. Get the kid off there. Who is that? Peter? No, he's too young for Peter. That's probably John. Jesus and John. Why couldn't he have gotten arrested with John? Why was it that naked kid that was nameless? Next one. People, I'm going to tie it all together, but I'm going to give you Nanus. And I just want you to look at number 2, youthful new. I want you to look at the girl maiden thing. They're looking at this as youth. Right? Youth. You are farmers. And what do you do when something becomes ripe? You reap it. That's how it works. That's how it works. You mean it's even that? Yeah. Sickle. Right? I'm going to show you something now. Gnostic sent this to me and said, holy me, oh my. You know, this is who's the guy who writes the lives of the philosophers? Oh, God. I'll think of it in a minute. Wait, what was that? No, it's talking about Demetrius. You see on the second line. But I'll think of his name in a minute. Anyway, it's talking about Demetrius here, Phaleron, and it says what happened to him in the end. This is his kind of his epitaph, right? And what does he say? It says an asp bit him, right? The wise Demetrius, and that ass had so much smecton venom, unwashed. It's a medical term. Pure. This is the pure stuff that came directly from the asp. And this stuff, it says, didn't bring light coming from the eyes. It brought black hell. Black hell is the name of your drug. Are you ready to party with these people? Are you ready? He should have had the antivenom, right? Give me the next one. We got just a couple more. Here's the last. I want to give you these last passages. I want to give you this. Oh, yeah. So look. Okay, so wait a minute. Somebody wrote in a note, which I read at the beginning, you know, before while we were waiting to come on. Somebody had a question. Didn't some dude become blind because a sparrow took a dump in his eyes? That is the story. That is the story. Let's look at the text. What does the text say? The text says about this dude, it says, look, he returned after burying the other dude. Now, who's this other dude is getting buried? I thought we just did the grave thing. We like covered the grave because the poor kid lived through the night because he used the drugs to drive the demons away from this 12-year-old girl so that he could become her husband. It sounds so disgusting when you say it that way. The Bible, oh God, this is collective for the Bible. You are so naughty. When I think of you, Bible, when I think of all the dirtiness that's in you. I just want to take it to public schools in Florida. And I want to teach them. I want to teach them what their texts say. I want them to know. I want them to know. Give us back that text, Chewy. These people are tired now. They're like, shut the hell up. I'm tired. What does he do? He is in a state of dirtiness. He is in a state of uncleanliness. So he goes to bed next to the wall of the courtyard. And the problem is his head, he says his face is not covered. His face is not covered. And what happens? This is verse 10. Kai uk eiden haughty struthia. What happens? He says, I didn't see there that there were struthia on the wall. Yeah. Wait, there's struthia. What the hell is struthia? Now, this is translated as, give it to me. This is translated as sparrow. This is where you get the story of the sparrow, right? I want you to look at Numbers 3 and 4. Sparrow. What are sparrows known for? They're associated with Aphrodite. Why? Because they have intercourse all the time. All the time. Sparrows. Sparrows and sex are synonymous in antiquity. They're so synonymous that dirty Catullus, dirty Catullus, Latin love poet, can say, oh, show me your sparrow. I love the sparrow, how she sits in your little lap, tweety, tweet, tweet. Right? Look at number 4. A lewd fellow. Is anybody out there lewd? Raise your hand in the chat, please. Say, I'm lewd. Right? A lecher, even better. You lecher. What is a lecher, by the way? I suppose it's somebody who's really rude. Sorry, not rude. Lewd. Lewd, right? Lewd. What is lewd, says Chewy? Oh, God. Lewd is dirty. It's dirty. Right? Take that guy to jail, man. Right? Did you see that lewd stuff? You know you can go to jail for being lewd and lascivious. Right? Lewdness. Here we are. So some kind of lewd something, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does anybody see number 3? It's a plant. It's a plant. It's a plant. Really? Okay, wait. Let's bring in an actual classical philologist who spoke ancient Greek. Let's take Hesychius and let's look in his dictionary of odd words. And remember, there are more odd words in Greek that start with alpha than there are the total number of words in Hebrew. Let me say that one more time. There are more odd words that start with alpha than all of the words in ancient Hebrew. Just odd words. Okay, let's go to Hesychius and see what he can tell us. Lewd, rude, crude, socially unacceptable. Yeah, that's right, man. Put your pants back on. Give me the next one. No, that's what I'm talking about, man. Right? What is this is good. It's a public message. When you're going to the store, look, we're doing public service. When you go to the store to buy your Klusma to wash out your conitis, make sure that you don't get caught in a back alley with one of these people. What is a struthion, says Hesychius? It's a poasridza. It's a poasridza. It's the root of a plant. And poas there are plants specifically that are used in medicine. So you could say medicinal plant. And what does he say? He says, euthetos. It's useful pros erion ekplusin. It is useful for the washing process of the wool, processing the wool. Now look at the one underneath it, struthos, which if you look up struthion, you'll find that it equals struthos. So he gives them both. And he says, this is hokataferes. Do you know what something is kataferes? Causes you to get into it. It's lagnos. That makes me the consumer of the poison that makes me, of this plant, that makes me, that person, aroused. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we are actually talking about plants here. Let's go back. We're going to have to go back to the text thing with the sparrow poop, right? Look at it. Look at it. Verse 10. And I didn't see the struthia on the wall, right? I didn't see it, right? What is he? The dude is messed up. If these are sparrows, he's like, what is wrong with you? His eyes are opened. He says, look, I opened up my eyes. And this word here, oigoton, that's from oignomy. It's not from oignomy. Oignomy means to open. Oignomy means to open critically, purposefully, in order to do something to your eyeballs. And what happens? What happens to the eyeballs? Go back to it. Sorry, Chewy. What happens to his eyeballs? Something goes into him, right? Tastruthia aphodeusan thermon. The struthia ejaculated or excreted a thermon, the burn. How did he get it in his eyes? And what did it cause? It caused his eyes to become leukomata, to become opaque. Now, this opacity, is there something going on, Chewy? Is there somebody with okay. This opacity of the eye was common in prophets. Do you remember who we said we were children of? We're children of the prophets, Noah and Abraham. Do you know what's happening to prophets? A lot of them are going blind. And do you know why they're going blind? Because of the stuff that they're Christing themselves with in order to have the visions. And the doctors talk about it. This is not something, the glaucoma is not something, totally off the wall. It's just a condition of the eyes. Do we have a picture? Did our AI give us a picture of that whitening of the eyes from the overuse of the purple? Give it. Yeah. What do you do? Well, according to Raphael, you got to get that venom from that fish, and you got to use that venom to stave off that blinding. I thought a bird took a dump in that dude's face. You also didn't know that he was a part of a pirate clan. You also didn't know that they were involved in child trafficking. And you also didn't know that they would fumigate a 14-year-old with a 12-year-old in order to induce a sex act between cousins. And what are we all doing? We're all outside watching the enclosure like perverts. Yeah, welcome. That's the way ancient prophets went blind, right? Right? I always wondered, Demi, why the prophets were going blind. Why are they all going blind? Did you see what Medea was there for? It was the drugs, people. Give me. We got to finish up because people are like, okay, I've got one more beautiful thing to show you here. I want to show you the poa, and I want you to see that those are medicinal plants. Give me the next one. I want to show you kataferes. This is what that drug will do. It'll make you inclined to something, particularly to certain sensual pleasures, to cause you to be, yes, lecherous. Do you know what these sensual pleasures will do? Do you know the power? Give me the next one. Hurry. We all thought it was Baal, who was a calf, right? We didn't know it was this girl. She's going to kill everybody, right? Oh God, she makes me so lognos, lecherous, lustful, properly the male. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? But it looks like from the Greek, you can have lognes gunaikos too. Isn't that nice? We can all be lecherous together. One big group of lechers. Lechers. Yeah, I know. Chewy. We need to sign. Give me the next one. We're almost done. Here's your strutheon. And look, people, surprise, surprise. There's one student of mine who's put everything together. And I give you, student of mine who's put everything together, I give you the quince. I give you the quince. Yeah. Give me the next one. She'll get that, right? Fantastic. Here it is. Here it is. Are you ready, people? Who is it? Who is it that Ammon gives you a share of? He brings you Medea. And do you know what verse 9 says? This is from Nahum. This is from the Bible where it says, Ammon, do this. Bring the Medea. And where is she? Look, she's in Ethiopia and in Egypt. Why? She had to wander. There's no end to the limits of her wandering. Kailibues. And in Libya, what happened? She got boethoi. She got, those women that surround her with all the drugs, those bodyguards. Guess what? Here they are. And what happens? Well, there's stuff going on with her children, right? Stuff going on with the Napia. Somebody wipes them out. And what do? They take all of her stuff too and send her into exile, right? Give me the next one. And historically, that is exactly what happens to Medea. If you just read that verse, that couple of verses there, it's exactly, it's a portrait, and it goes on further than that, but it's a portrait of that Lady Babylon, who is the one with the cup, that cup of death, that porneia. She is the Medwa, right? I'm going to keep saying it until people pull their hair out. Are you ready? Number 11. Look at number 11. What is it for Ammon to do? You will be drunk and hidden, disguised, right? And you'll seek a place of standing that is away from your enemies. Right? Here we are at 8 Mbps on the side street of the information highway, totally disguised, bringing you the fulfillment of prophecy. I love being with you, satanic congregation. I love being with you. Yeah, I do. Tonight, the place for us to leave off is the place where she has the cup. I know that the people at Ammon U need an address. So I'm going to go grab your drill sergeant, and I'm going to tell you where you should be and where you can go from here. So give yourself a little 2-minute break. We're going to play the exit. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to people who are taking the Greek seriously. Go ahead, Chewy.
Violent drugs are working, sing the music, you heard it. Hot fire like bourbon, 666 Medusa, Beelzebub's verses, open cams to the moon. What has become of you? Red and white mushrooms. I choose you by the trees where the flowers bloom. Smile and wave, thunder God make the purple rain. My girl is Mary Jane, snake venom, twister cane. Of the Sabbath, Teddy Bass, Mr. Black Magic, singing hallelujah. Jeepers creepers, high purple I move. Evergreen tree grower, white leopard jump the snow. Strength water, flowers that grow. Purple, golden, yellow, thunder Venus. Oculus Athena, the Antichrist you dream of. I choose you, baby. I choose you, baby.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming back. I want to keep you appraised. I want to keep you in a place where you know exactly what the value is. What does that mean? I want you to be able to keep up with everybody. Now, the classes that I've got, the individual classes, and I'm still working on the Australian class. So we are going to meet. I'll send everybody announcements. Figuring out a time is the thing that keeps messing me up. But we'll figure it out. Now, having said that, all of my students in my individual classes, I have put through the rigor of the unit 1 through 3 exam. Hail Satan. Yeah, hail Satan. I've put through the rigor of that unit 1 through 3 exam. In your book, in your intensive book, you'll notice there is an exam after unit 3. There are 2 exams and there are 2 answer keys, right? It's really one big exam. But what I want you to do is I want you to go to that exam and I want you to look at the answer key and I want you to be checking yourself. I don't have time to do it with you individually if you're outside of my class. So what I'm depending upon is you focusing on that exam. Now I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to be regulation, to be able to get through. And in the exam this week, I had to kick out a couple of people, right? Why? Because you have to be able to pass. I am not going to send you out into the world without the proper skill to be able to translate so that you turn around and get out there and get something blown off, right? You need to go out and be successful. You need to go out and be successful. What are the standards that you must know? The standards that you must know to go beyond unit 3. Now, I've got people going into unit 4, all of my classes. If you believe you have what it takes, I have a few slots open. Let me know, and I can perhaps place you. I can test you myself. It'll take us a couple of minutes. Okay. Now, the reason I decided to do it this way, I initially thought I'll throw you out an exam now, and you can all go through the exam. But then I thought, wait a minute, what are we doing? We're trying to get people up and qualifying so that they can advance. So I've got slots open, and I need to fill them with capable people who have gone through and given themselves that unit exam and want to meet to be able to enter one of the courses. All I got to do is meet with you for 5 minutes. We'll go over a couple of examples on the exam so I can measure 10 minutes, so I can measure where you are. Okay. And then I can insert you right into my coursework. And I think this is the best thing to do, to allow people to take the initiative themselves and to work towards getting into the class. That's what I think is best. I like to cap off my classes at 8 or 9 people, because then I can't give you the personal attention that I can give you if there's just 4 to 8 people there. Okay, great. So for the students who are very successfully testing through their exams, good job. A pat on your back this week for what you have done. Here is what everybody else who wants to get into the program or just wants to do it on their own, here's what they must do. Unit 1, nouns, first and second declensions. You must know all of the endings. Number 2, unit 2, verbs in the present, imperfect, future, aorist perfect, and pluperfect tenses. All of the endings, all of the morphology. You have to know that, because I'm going to ask you to identify verb. And I'm going to say, what is the tense, person, and number of this verb? And you got to say future, second person singular, right? Because you've got those endings memorized. That's what I'm looking for. This is a great opportunity at recruitment is what this is. Because I know people are out there and they're writing to me. And if you've written to me before, write to me again and say, hey, here I am again. right? I can do the exam. Now, if you come to the exam and I find out that you're messing with me, because some people do that, it's not going to make me a pleased human being, right? So take it serious. What am I saying? Take it serious because other people are, right? Take it serious. Good, 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 good. I'm looking for the few and the proud, and I'm getting those. I love my classes right now. I love the people in my classes, right? They know, they know they may get executed if they don't stay up, right? But once you've made it through that first exam, typically you're in because you know how to study and you know exactly what you need to do. So I'm very proud of the people that advanced on a 90% and higher, right? On a 90% and higher. And if you're not a 90% and higher, you shouldn't be. You should go back and master what you need to master, right? This is like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, right? You can always come back next year, next season, right? What a terrible, was that a terrible? I don't know, Chewy, you watched that, didn't you? Yeah, I guess it's not terrible. Yeah, it's kind of Amazonian if you think about it a little bit. Now, if they could just teach them, if they brought me, oh God, I just had the most incredible imagination. They should take me to the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Yeah, I'll turn them into drug using killers in outfits with boots. Fantastic. They'll be tearing people apart. Does anybody want that? No, nobody wants that. Right? No. Why not? Give me the first one. Give me the. I wanted to go to Penelope. So here's what I want from my students, right? Here's what I want from my students. I want you to focus. I need you to focus. If you are interested in the Greek, write to me again and say, I really want to jump in. I think I can test through. Give yourself the first test that's in the book at the end of Unit 3. Give yourself the first one. See how you do. See if you're in the 90% range. You get 9 out of 10 things right. Okay? You feel that was a 90% answer? And then write to me and say, I want to go. I want a shot at the big leagues. And I'll roll you right into it. Okay? Everybody else, and for the people who just want to do it here through Ammon U, what I want you to do is to focus grammar, your view of grammar. I want you to look at those purpose clauses. I want you to be able to test through those purpose clauses. Purpose clauses, right? Look behind the cross. We go right in. See the mechanics of the purpose clause and let it drag your brain. Oh, God, I love it. Penelope, thank you. I wanted to include you tonight because the other guy doesn't, right? He doesn't include you like you should be included. People, I want to take Penelope down. What gets my goat is the results that I always get that people don't see. And that is transformed human beings. Transformed human beings. I am not kidding you. I am frequently the ear for comments like, I think I'm getting smarter. Other people around me can't really keep up. I feel like I'm a little bit secluded because people can't go deep. They don't want to go deep. Yeah. You know why? Because that Mother Greek has gotten into your brain, and she has nourished you. Look, if you are down and out, if you're one of my students that just took your exam and I said, look, you can't go forward, right? If you're down and out, realize this is a process. It takes work to become good at a skill. It takes work. You get your butt back on that horse and you ride, right? If you want it. Right? Now, if you don't, if the motivation's not there and you don't have that draw, then, then don't. Thank you for coming tonight. This is how we're going to conduct our affairs. Next Wednesday, for Ammon U, I will bring you to Unit 4. I will bring you to Unit 4. And you and I will look at conditionals. And I will stretch here on Ammon U Wednesday, because we're going to start next Wednesday. This material is so important. We're going to start with it. We're not going to end with Ammon U. We're going to begin with Ammon U, because I want you to see conditionals. I want to take your brain and I want to do things to your brain. Yeah, I do. I want it to move like it hasn't moved before. And the Greek can do this. The Greek can do this. And it's a sexy process. It is. It's a brain sexy process, which it should be, right? Shouldn't life be that way? How did we all get here? As far as I know, everybody, Chewy, did you get bananaed into existence? I did. Yeah, I think all my whole audience did. Everybody got bananaed into existence, right? Thank you for coming tonight. We will hit Ammon U Unit 4 next time at the beginning. I will see you Friday in a couple of days. And until then, stay true to the science. Stay true to the muse. Don't buy stuff. Don't sell yourself. Yeah. Use the reason. Look at the text. Look at them and say, this is reality, man. This is reality. I love this stuff. And I appreciate you, my audience. Hail Satan.
Violent drugs are working, sing the music, you heard it. Hot fire like bourbon, 666 producer, Beelzebub's verses. Open cams to the moon, what has become of you? Red and white mushrooms. I choose you by the trees where the flowers bloom. Smile and wave, thunder God make the purple rain. My girl is Mary Jane, snake venom, twisted cane of the Sabbath, Teddy Bass, Mr. Black Magic, singing hallelujah. Jeepers creepers, high purple I move, evergreen tree grower, white leopard jump the snow, strength water, flowers that grow, purple, golden, yellow, thunder Venus, Oculus Athena, the Antichrist you dream of.